think, wait.
Yep, it's a
I'm gonna make my screen bigger. There we go. Okay. Now I gotta there. Okay, I want to see these.
See the chat.
Yeah, I want to see the chat. Hi, Gayleen. Ah, good. We're going. We're going.
Good. I'm glad it's working.
Hey, everyone. Welcome. It's been a while. I think.
Yeah.
When did we not? Or December or January?
Yeah, I think. I think it was October, or was it November? I don't know. I'm not sure.
He's waving at me. Yeah. You know what? I wondered what happened to him. I went and asked my daughter, what happened to your dad? I lost him. Yeah, I don't think we did it. We did it in October, and then November was Thanksgiving, and then Christmas, and then January, and here we are again.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah. I hope everybody's doing well.
Yeah.
I don't want top chat, do I? I
think you just want regular.
You know what? The endless trying to fix the thing so you can talk to everybody. It's just, Hi, Jim. I only have 2 people. Are you seeing the same thing I am, Ashley? Oh, there's Renee.
I don't see it. I don't have it open. I can open the channel though.
Yeah,
maybe I should.
Well, hi everybody. So glad you could join us. Yeah. I'm Jen. That's Ashley.
Hi.
Did everybody read the book? Did anybody like the book? Ashley and I were just talking about how it has really mixed reviews, probably largely because of the hating game, because everybody loved the hating game and people had mixed opinions about this because this is so different than that. Yeah. Hey, Bree.
Oh, hi, Bree.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of it might have to do with the fact that it was just so different from the hated game. But there were also some things I really liked, and there were some things I just didn't love as much. But yeah, I'd love to know what everyone else thought about it too. So I'm excited to see.
Me too. Yeah. You said you gave it 4?
Yeah, I gave it 4 stars, probably more like a 3.5, but on Goodreads I did give it 4. Yep. So kind of middle of the road for me was kind of where it was at, you know, not maybe my favorite book, but still a good read. You know, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Better than average. Yeah. I gave it a 4. I really liked it. I gave it a good solid 4 because I thought,
yeah.
See, the hating game for me, I think I just listened to all the hype and everybody going, oh, it's the best romance I've ever read.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, it was okay. You know, I didn't hate it or anything, but it was, you know what I think it was? I don't care for office romances. I'm all, I don't know.
Yeah.
Next month, I just picked next month's book, and it's a sports romance.
Yay.
Goddamn.
I love sports romances. I'm excited to see what it is then.
It's, what's it called? It's by Rachel Van Dyken.
Oh, her books are good.
They're usually really funny.
Yes.
So it doesn't come out until March 19th. So I thought,
okay.
Probably people will still be able to get a hold of it. And then I also stuck another folder in there for anybody that cares about this. Hey, Trish. I stuck another folder in there to just say, hey, what else are you reading this month? You know, any good things, any you know, mind-blowing romances that we should be aware of.
Gotta know. Yeah, I just saw that Bree said she hadn't read The Hating Game, so I thought it was interesting. So I wonder if it does kind of make a difference whether you've read the first one, not the first one, because that's the thing. There's no relation.
Yeah,
but I wonder if that has anything to do with kind of your thoughts, but I don't know. Curious though. Curious.
Yeah. So what did you like about it?
I loved Tom. I thought Tom was so sweet. And I think my favorite thing about him was that he was almost like a beta hero. You know what I mean? Like, and he wasn't really that alpha. Well, I don't know. He was kind of alpha. He was a good mix, I guess. But I like that he was one of those guys that I genuinely don't think knew how attractive he was. And I don't know. I think sometimes we have so many of these guys that like I think they're like God's gift to women. And like I just feel like Tom,
true to life, exactly.
You know, I think he was really attractive, like inside and outside, but I think maybe he wasn't quite aware of that, you know, and I think that was really attractive to me. How about you?
Oh yeah, the very first, I have to say, hey Lisa. When we very first meet Tom, and he's an 8-year-old boy, and he says, well, he was just going to sleep on the porch swing because he didn't have a key yet. I just, my heart is broke.
I know.
I love you. I love you. I love you. I don't care what you grow up to be. I'm just completely. And then he picks up, I mean, he's a contractor, and oh my gosh, that's I love contractors. I mean, I love doing that kind of stuff. And so guys that do that are always just like, oh.
Yeah, I know, I agree. I think because he was, you know, he had like a good job, you know, he was self-made. He wanted to make something of his life. So yeah, for me, Tom was the highlight of the book.
Yeah, he really was. And I liked that he was flawed. You know, those times when he would get on Darcy about making him look bad. And I think that's a hard thing to gauge in real life. You know, when you go and you're trying to do somebody a favor by pointing something out or correcting them on or adding something, and you end up making them look like, or at least in their own eyes, like they didn't do it well enough, and now you're just jumping in to fix it for them, and they're like, making me look bad. And I guess that's the case. I mean, I could see how he would feel like that, and having to always play catch up and be the kid that got adopted, by the rich family and all of that. So but
yeah, I saw Bree just commented. She's like, just putting it out there, but I only gave this book 2 stars. You're not alone. I think a couple of people, I think, gave it a lower rating. So we would love to know your thoughts on it, though.
Oh, do tell.
So yeah.
Now I have to say, Darcy drove me up a wall.
Yeah. I was going to say, moving on to the section of stuff maybe we weren't crazy about.
Really?
Darcy, I wrote down, like, the first thing I wrote down when I was taking some notes was I could not relate to Darcy, like, at all. Like, I think, you know, when you're reading a character, you usually have to find something to relate to, whether they're, you know, completely different than you or not. And I had the hardest time finding anything to relate to. I mean, I can kind of empathize somewhat with her, but I just couldn't relate to her at all. And I think that's part of the reason I had a hard time attaching myself to the character. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. I don't know. I guess I saw her as somebody that was not very mature in the way she was trying to compensate. Like, compensate for the heart thing. Yeah. And for not wanting to let go of the house because of Loretta. And it was like she had all of this going for her and she had no idea. And she did all these self-destructive things. One thing I thought was hilarious was the way that she used sugar, like a lot of people use alcohol.
That was interesting.
Sugar addiction, which I thought was so funny. And in the convenience store that's lecturing her and going, you know, that's poison.
Yes. And when she like stuffed the marshmallows in, she's like, hi. I'm like, okay, I can kind of see that part. That was really funny. I saw a couple people, I think it was Lisa said that she, let's see, about her brother in the beginning of the book, he was such a jerk. I hated Jamie.
Yeah, I wasn't real fond of Jamie.
I mean, Darcy, I had a hard time relating to, but Jamie, like, like, so I don't know. I guess we could talk about him a little bit. Do you want?
Yeah, he was not my favorite either because he just had that attitude. It was I don't know. I'm not even sure why he was the way he was, but the whole thing about the rift between them, I just didn't see what happened there. It was like, this is stupid. Why are you making such a big deal out of this? And he was so shallow.
So I think I've said before, like, I am a twin. So I was really interested to kind of read about this relationship because I knew that was like a big part of the story. And my best friend had read it before me. And so I was texting her while I was reading it. And one of the things that I said was, if my brother treated me how Jamie is talking down to his sister. Like, I think I'd have to go up and slap him. Like, I just can't see it happening, you know? Like, if you're that close, it's like he demeaned her. He was talking down to her. And I just don't think I'd forgive that quite that easily.
Yeah, you'd think he would have been really like her protector and defender.
Yeah, right.
Especially because of her heart condition. And instead, he's the spoiled brat going, why can't we go to Disney World? You know, everything horrible. And, you know, it was like, I don't know. And then he didn't understand. He didn't even try to understand about the whole attachment to the house. And, you know, he's still like, fix it up and get rid of it. And she's like, but wait a minute. I have this emotional attachment. You know, to be honest, neither one of them were really great people.
No.
I mean, obviously they're fictional characters, but they didn't have a whole lot of redeeming qualities, either one.
Yeah, and that was interesting because I think I did find it interesting that she made the character that way, Darcy especially, because to make a you know, your kind of lead character and have her be so flawed, I think was a bit of a risk because, you know, you want the audience to like her, or at least like her enough to kind of relate to her. So I think it was an interesting choice on her, like on the author's part. But I mean, maybe that was the point. They're both kind of flawed and they're both kind of maybe not the best of humans at times.
You know, one thing that bothered me was the way that the book starts. It kind of lays Darcy's character out to be this tough girl that's kind of protective of the girl at the bar, the really, you know, young, innocent girl at the bar. But that's not really who she is at all. And so then as the rest of her character gets, I mean, as the rest of her character, as the character gets developed as it goes along, she's completely not that person. And I think, I don't know, that was a problem. I don't like it when authors do that, when they expose more of the character and you're going, wait a minute, that's nothing like what you kind of laid out in the very beginning. I don't like that.
Right. I know, I think Bree said that she thought that the author, it was a little bit trying to make Darcy seem tougher. You know, the only thing I could kind of maybe see in that, because at first I completely said the same thing. I'm like, it just seems like she's forcing it. But only thing I could say is maybe it was like Darcy was trying to convince herself that she was this tough, you know, because a lot of the things she did, you know, like the piercing and maybe even the haircut and the clothes and the boots and stuff, I think maybe she was putting on an outer shell, you know, she was trying to toughen up. So maybe that just was the way it came, that like what she intended. I don't know. But I definitely agree that it seemed a little hard. I think that was why it was hard to relate to Darcy, because she was trying to put on so much of a front and you didn't really know who she was until the end of the book, I felt like.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to say though, I did like her when she was going to be part of the construction crew.
Yeah. Yeah.
I liked her then.
Yes, me too.
Yeah, I really did. And that whole thing with the fireplace wall, man, I totally got that. I thought, oh, this is not good. This is going to be this is the break point for the relationship. It's going to, you know, and then we're going to have to come back together from here. But it really wasn't. It was funny because that's really when they came together, and that, the, you know, real beginning of their relationship. So.
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting, like, again, like you said, I thought that was not the way I thought it was going to play out. Like, I thought that was going to be the big boom of like doom. But that scene, like, I think I was most emotional in that scene because I was like, Tom, what'd you doing? Like, I just couldn't believe he did it, to be honest.
Actually, he didn't really even have a good excuse. I mean, he took her out so that he could open her up. I mean, that's exactly what happened. And I thought, if that had been me, I would have been.
Yeah. I mean, I like that I like that it did show Tom as flawed. I mean, I get that part of it. Like, you know, he's not perfect. You need to stop calling me perfect. He kept saying that. But man, when he comes with a flaw, he comes with like a bang, because that was just completely manipulating her to get out of the house. And, you know, he was pretending to ask when he'd already done it. I liked that scene because it was emotional, but at the same time, I didn't love that they immediately went into like the relationship part right after that. I kind of thought they needed to have a fight, to be honest, and then get back together. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot of that was the start of seeing how Tom was insecure in his relationship with Jamie, and how he's always trying to catch up and be as good as, and all of that. And I think she did a good job with that, in that I was like, well, this was Jamie's idea, and that's what he wanted, and he's the other one, and so he said it was okay. And
yeah. Yeah, that did make, I think it did make more sense, like you said, once you realize how like insecure he was with his relationship with both of them. He always kind of felt like the underdog, like the one they just kind of picked up for charity. And even as an adult, he was still trying to kind of like be perfect to make up for that. So I think it did make more sense after seeing that, and I think that was well done. But at the time of reading it, I was very like, what?
So was I. Oh, by the way, the audio was done by Jamie Matler, and she was really good. I think she's probably a lot of the reason why I liked it as well as I did, because I liked it. As crazy as it made me, I liked it, I think, better than The Hating Game. So.
Oh, interesting.
I know.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? When Tom disappeared, what did you think about that?
I mean, in some ways I liked it, because I'm like, okay, good for you, like taking a stand. But at the same time, I did kind of think it was the cowardly way out of it. I mean, in a way, it was kind of twofold. Part of me was like, okay, I could see myself wanting just to get away. But at the same time, I'm like, but Tom, you're supposed to be better than me. Like, you're supposed to stay and work it out. So again, I think it was showing he wasn't the perfect guy, but I would have liked him not to be gone that long. Like, I think it would have been more, maybe I liked it better if it was like a couple weeks, because wasn't it supposed to be like a couple months, right?
Yeah, it was a couple months. And I think it was a plot device. To be honest, I think it was really a plot device to get Jamie and Darcy's relationship back on track again.
Yeah.
I mean, big entrance though when he comes back. She's on the table with the stuff all hooked up to her.
Yeah. That was the one thing too with her heart. Like, I don't have that kind of medical condition, so I don't know, but it seemed like, and maybe this was just her character, but she didn't seem worried enough about her heart sometimes. Like taking expired medication, not going for checkup. I mean, I think it was denial in a sense, which I understand that, but I mean, it's your heart. If that thing stops, you're toast. So I thought, I guess that was for the character. That's why they wrote it that way. But I was like, you need to get it now. Like, go now to the doctor. So I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I kind of got it.
Okay.
Because I need to go get some blood work done, and they're going to tell me my glucose is too high and I'm diabetic, and I don't really want to hear it. So I'm turning it off because I just would rather not know. And I know Lisa is probably rolling her eyes at me, and we've had discussions about other things, but so I kind of got it. She just didn't want to know. It was like she wasn't falling over and and all of that. So it was like, no, that can, one more thing I don't want to deal with, so I'm not going to.
That's true. I mean, and I've done that with other things. So, I mean, denial is a powerful force. So I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. And she was shoving, God, the stuff that woman had shoved aside. It's like the pile was amazing. I mean, talk about baggage. Woo.
Definitely.
Way too much. I'm looking at this chat here, and I'm wondering if I'm missing stuff. Yeah, she did come off immature, Brie. She really did. Jamie, everybody hated Jamie.
I know. I mean, the thing with Jamie was, I don't think he had enough. What do you call it? Like, he didn't have any redemption to me. Like, not enough. Because I kept thinking he was going to have like a really big turning point, and in the way he did at the end, I get that. But I don't think there was enough redemption. Like, he needs to, like, as some people say, he needed groveling. there was not enough groveling, I felt like.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really true, because he didn't do any groveling, I don't think.
No.
He said, please don't, we will do whatever it takes to have you be our friend. We will just, which is a little, I don't know, patronizing even.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love the ending. I really did. I liked that whole scene there in the hospital room, or the doctor's office, I guess it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Why do you think it was that Loretta didn't include Tom in the will?
I don't know.
I understand that. I thought
I didn't either.
Are you kidding me? And well, of course they didn't either. And I don't know. When it was brought up, I thought she treated him like a grandson. Why would she not leave him anything?
Yeah, I thought it was.
This was a big opportunity for the twins to be able to divide it all up and give it to him. Maybe they thought they were going to give it to him. I don't know.
Maybe. It was definitely a little out of character from what they built up for her to be. And I know someone said towards the end, a lot of the characters seemed to be doing things that were a little bit out of character. With Loretta, I mean, they did paint her as a very much so his grandmother too. So it was, I have no idea other than maybe she wrote it a long time ago and never changed it. But I mean, he's how old? She had a long time to change it. So, I don't know. It's kind of one of those weird things I wasn't sure about.
Yeah, me either. And I'm going to sneeze.
Bless you.
I'm outside and there's
pollen.
Yeah. Abra, yes, I have read The Maze Runner. I read it years ago, and I think it's a boys' book. It struck me as very much of a boys kind of story. And I've heard James Dashner talk about it too. But anyway, back to Jamie and groveling. You know what he did? Didn't he buy a house for Tom's mom to live in? Something? I mean, wasn't it? Or she went to live with their parents? I remember exactly.
I think he bought a house and was renovating it, and I think he was going to let Tom's mom live in it, right?
Yeah, because he started flipping houses.
Yes, which I mean, that was. I think the thing he really showed with his actions that he was sorry. I just don't think he necessarily used his words to say he was sorry. But maybe that was the point. I don't know.
Maybe it was. I don't know. Whoops. I'm looking at my notes here, and one of the things I liked was that Tom never took any crap from Darcy. He called her on stuff. He did not let her get away with things, which was nice. But he was always the peacemaker too. So while he was, unless he was in charge, in which case he was freaking out. And the whole thing about the budget, I thought was a nice little twist to throw in there, because it created a lot of stress for him, and it just gave his character a lot more dimension with regard to, I don't know, it just filled it out more. He wasn't perfect.
Yeah, I liked it too, because it was such a simple mistake that I feel like any of us could have made. And it was one of those mistakes that no matter how plan oriented you are, or how hard you're trying, one little math mistake and you could be sunk. So I thought that, I liked that part. I thought it was interesting. And I liked the whole house renovation plot. I thought that was, I'm obsessed with HGTV. So anything with that, I thought that was really interesting. And having Darcy get involved with it and have Tom kind of begrudgingly let her, I thought that part was really cute. I liked that a lot.
Yeah, I liked how everybody kind of viewed them as a team. They're the boss together.
Yes.
Yeah. And even Tom was saying that he felt like that. And when he called her on the whole thing about inviting all the guys to the bar, on a Friday night or something, let's go out and have some fun. And he's like, no, we don't do that. And she let him have his way on that. She said, okay, she conceded that point. I like that. I thought, okay, Darcy, we're not being an immature kind of person stuffing marshmallows in her. Now we're getting a little, more mature.
Yeah. Did they ever say how old they were in the book?
No,
I don't think so. Which
I
is
thought the
fine.
was like mid-20s.
Yeah, I was thinking, I think somewhere I did the math with like their young self. I think they're probably like mid to late 20s, right?
Yeah.
Like 25 to 27 maybe. But yeah, I don't think they ever said. But yeah, regardless, Darcy definitely had some growing up to do, I think.
Definitely had some growing up to do.
Yeah.
So long to tell her that he'd broken his engagement. I mean, I kept waiting for that to happen. I kept waiting for him to say something, and he never did. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think they said didn't they say at one point, they kind of alluded to the fact that he was like afraid, like he was kind of using it as a crutch, kind of like he was almost afraid if he didn't have that buffer that they would basically get together. And now why he was so terrified of that, I think that's a whole nother story. But I don't know. That was the only thing I could think of, is that, she was like an 8-year buffer between the two of them. So letting her know like, hey, I'm single. There was like nothing standing in the way of, the two of them now. So I don't know. Maybe that was it. I have no idea though.
Well, he did do that thing when she was 18, or he was 18 and they were 18 or something, where he said, I love you. And she said, yeah, bye. So maybe it was, I'm not sure that I'm ready to trust you. So I'm just going to let you think this. Yeah. I got to work through it, or I don't know.
I kind of forgot about the whole 18-year-old thing, like when they were younger. Yeah, maybe that is why then. Because, I mean, obviously, if you could confess your feelings and you're one of your best friends and they don't reciprocate, I mean, any one of us would not be real willing to put that out there again. I think it's reasonable to be scared.
So, kind of served me right that she had to live with the whole.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. It's funny though, because
you don't come back and make it right. You don't even try, then you kind of deserve it. So
yeah. Well, it's funny. We were just talking about Loretta, the grandma, and even though I feel like she was a good character, there were a few times where she had some questionable judgment, like with the house, but also with the fact that she told Darcy to go when she was 18 and like not tell Tom or anything. I thought that was interesting. So, I mean, I feel like maybe it's one of those, she wasn't perfect either, and she made some bad judgment calls, or she wanted to protect Darcy, or I don't know, one of those.
Yeah. I don't know. I will say, completely off that subject, but when I was flipping through and making notes today, she's Australian. Sally Thorne is Australian. And there's one point when they say the solicitor, and I thought,
that lawyer.
Yeah, I wish somebody had caught that. It doesn't matter, I mean, we know they're talking about an attorney, but if you're going to set it in the US, then.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting. I mean, I don't know. I think I've watched so many BBC period dramas that it was like second nature to me. But if you hadn't watched that many of those, I could see that being slightly, it might just be like, what? What's a solicitor? I don't know. I wonder if that was intentional though, or if it was just something they didn't catch. I'm not sure.
I'm sure that was it. It was probably an Australian, editor.
Yeah.
Galen says, why didn't she leave Darcy the ring? Good question. I would like to know that too. I would really like to know that. Yeah, because Jamie was just a jerk about it. Completely a jerk about it.
Yeah.
And the underwear modeling thing, that was funny. That was just funny.
Yeah, I thought that was funny, which truly the best friend, I loved her.
I did too.
I thought she was great. And with that ending, I'm kind of wondering, do you think she's going to write her own book about like her and the brother?
Could be.
I don't know. I'm like, maybe that's why he didn't get his redemption. Maybe he's going to have to get some more redemption in that one.
Maybe she'll treat him terribly, or he'll get his comeuppance.
I don't know. But yeah, I thought the underwear thing was, I mean, I agree it was a little strange because it was just so out of the blue, but I was laughing hysterically over that. I thought it was pretty funny. But honestly, I liked the whole business thing, how she had like the underwear business. I thought it was cute and kind of very like modern. Like a lot of people are starting their own companies and businesses and stuff. So I thought that was kind of funny. And the whole thing truly, like, again, she knew Darcy so well, and she wasn't gonna kind of take anything either. Like, she really called her on everything. I'm like, that's a good friend. Like, the one who will not let you get away with it, you know?
Yeah.
So I loved her.
I loved that friendship. You know, when she goes in and she catches, well, she walks in on Truly, and Truly's been sewing and sewing and sewing. I sew. I know that dazed expression, you know, and that whole, I've only got 300 more to do. That is a true friend. Come in and go, okay, what do I have to do? How can I help you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The two of them together, you're right, was a really good friendship. Like, they both gave, like, you know, without asking. You know, Darcy went and sewed without asking. She wasn't getting paid or anything. And then Truly, you know, as soon when she called her to come pick her up, she was like, yeah, I'll come right now. I mean, of course she didn't, because she was like, wait a minute, tell me why I have to come pick you up first. Like,
yeah,
are you sure about that? But she, you know, she would drop anything to go help friends. And I think that I like that there was a good female friendship in this book, because a lot of times with romances, it focuses so much, and like the girls are either like pitted against each other, or, you know, there's not a good friendship. And like, in reality, even if you're in a relationship, you still have your best friends. You know, they don't just go away, hopefully. So I liked that.
Yeah, I did too. That's definitely one thing she did right with this novel got right, was that.
Yes. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. What do you think she'll do next?
The author, Sally Thorne? I don't know. I'm curious to see.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about, you know, rumblings of what she's got in the works or anything like that.
Yeah, I would definitely read it though. I mean, like, I loved the way she wrote like dialogue and stuff like that too. I thought it was really engrossing, kind of, you know, that bantery kind of dialogue that I really like. So I would definitely pick up whatever she comes out with, but no, I haven't heard.
Yeah, I haven't either. I just, I doubt, well, maybe she'll follow it up with, like you say, Jamie.
Yeah.
Although she didn't do that with this book, so who knows?
No, it could be a novella. That might make a good, like, little, like, extra novella or something between the two.
The epilogue for the Hating Game?
I did. I was gonna say, if anyone's read it, I know some of you guys haven't read the Hating Game, but if you did and you didn't read the epilogue, you're missing out. It was so cute. Oh my gosh, it was adorable.
It was very cute. It was very cute.
Yeah, I loved it. It kind of made me want to go back and reread the Hating Game. So we'll see.
Yeah, not me.
No.
I don't know. It just didn't bowl me over. I thought, I know everybody thinks this is the greatest romance ever written, but no.
Yeah.
I think.
I don't know if you're still here, Bree, but if you are you going to read the Hating Game after reading this one, or maybe not? I'd like to know.
Yeah, I would like to know that too.
But yeah, I overall I really enjoyed it. I was trying to see if I wrote anything else down that we like haven't covered yet. Oh, one thing was the whole concept of like sharing people, like as a twin or just as a sibling. I thought that was an interesting kind of thing in the story that I don't completely agree with, but I can see where they meet. Well, I don't know. I mean, I could see it being more if you have two girls. So I could see that being more of a problem. But I mean, with a brother, it never really came up. But I thought the way that they handled it, where he always got like 60 and she got 40, or like, you know, he just wasn't fair. So I think I don't know. I just thought I hadn't read any other book where they talked about that kind of relationship of like, you know, sharing people, or like he's, you know, 99% mine. I liked that part of it, but I didn't completely understand it just from my perspective. But
well, and that's a good perspective because you have a twin brother. So
yeah, I mean, I think I get the concept of like sharing things, you know, like but like I even said in my notes, I'm like, okay, if we're splitting a piece of cake, it's going to be 50-50. I don't care if I'm smaller than him. Like, so that was another thing. I'm like, where are the parents here? Because if they bring that over, you better make sure that sucker's 50-50, like not, you know, 60-40 here. So.
Well, Jamie was just a much stronger character than she was.
Yeah.
You know, for as strong as she was, she would always turn into this kind of weakling when he was in the picture. And so Yeah, that was kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what are you reading now?
I just finished yesterday. I finished Devil's Daughter by Lisa Kleypas, which is her new one. It was so good. Do you guys like historical?
You know what? I read a lot of that in high school, and I haven't read any since.
Well,
I don't know what it is. I have no desire to do that. But Lisa Kleypas, she's apparently really well. You read a lot of her.
Yeah, she's one of my absolute favorites. So this is the new one that just came out like last week, I think. And it's kind of I guess a spin-off kind of one of her other series. Like there's characters from both series in it, so it was kind of nostalgic. I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. It was fantastic. So I'm not sure what I'm going to read next because I just finished that yesterday. So I'm not sure if I want to read another historical or if I want to go for like contemporary. But yeah. So how about you?
Let's see. I read Dark of the West, which is a debut by Joanna Hathaway that I had been waiting for and waiting for. And it is YA, but it's sort of romancy. Yeah, I mean, there's a romance in it, but it is this wonderful combination of like World War II pilots and that world, but it's set in a fantasy world with fantasy countries, you know, and there are a lot of politics. They compare it to The Winter's Curse a little bit, which I loved for the strategy and politics.
Yeah.
You have a princess and then a guy who is the son of a ruler who isn't really, he's not a king, sort of, and everybody else is. And so he's the one that's not, so he's not as good as they are. He's like a commander, and this guy is ruthless. But he's kind of the American. He's the Donald Trump, you know?
Oh boy.
I say that, but he's not. I mean, he's more ruthless and mean. Whereas instead of careless with the things that he says, he's very intentional with what he says. But he sends his son to spy on this princess, to find out what's going on with this kingdom, to find out where their alliances are and all. So then you get into all the politics, and it was really, really good.
That sounds like fantastic. What was it called again?
Dark of the West.
Dark of the West. I'm going to check that out because I'm a sucker for anything like princess-wise.
Oh, yeah. I loved it. Now, you know, I think it's getting some mixed reviews, but I liked it.
You said it just came out?
February 19th.
Cool.
And then I just finished something. Oh, it was Jay Benson's new book. You know, she wrote Cake.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Loved that series. You have those on your shelf, don't you?
I loved Cake. Yeah, I didn't know she had a new book out. Was it good?
Yes. Ooh, it was really good. It was it's another rock star romance.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go read that. I'm glad we had this discussion.
Yeah, and it just came out, and on audio, it is Callie Dalton and Zach Weber.
What was that one called?
What is that called?
I can just look up the new J.
Oh, I can't even think. I can't even remember. I just finished it earlier today, and then I started another. Actually, I had these books on my shelves because they're really pretty, and then I've had them for 5, 6, 7 years. By Scott Westerfeld. It's a series. It's I don't know if you call it middle grade. I don't think it is. It's YA, but it's called Leviathan, and it's a steampunk world where I don't know. I just started it because I finished Dark of the West, and I was in the mindset. You know, I was like, I'm in the mood for more of that.
And that one's like futuristic too, isn't it? Leviathan. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I think I might have read it like way back, like a long time ago when it came out. I want to say I either read it or knew someone who read it because I know like about what it's about, but
romance. I'm kind of, it's not hitting my romance button, so I'm kind of like, I may have to pick up something else along with it, you know. So I get fix.
But yeah, now, man, I'm excited about the new Jay Bankston now because it's
Like the Wind. It's called Like the Wind.
Like the Wind. Okay, I'm gonna write it down because I have it on my shelf, and it's one of those ones I found randomly at the like the thrift bookstore, the used bookstore, but it's a self-published book. So I was so shocked to find the like paperback of Cake that I bought it and read it the last summer, and I loved that book. It was so good.
Gosh. That's a series. It just gets better and better and better and better. I think it's 4 books, and I'm going to have to own them at some point.
Yeah.
I need to find them because they were just so good. I stumbled on her also, you know, out of nowhere. And the thing I love about her is that her bio says that she was a stay-home mom who was reading a rock star romance and thought, this is terrible. I could write that. So she did. And it was. Yeah.
I love that she actually did it, because I feel like we've all had that moment where you're like, I should try this, but we don't actually do it as of yet. That's awesome. Yeah.
I was thinking the other day, I was with my daughter Mia. My daughter Mia has moved from Charlotte. She's kind of landed at our house. All my kids are grown and gone, but so she's 26. And so she quit her job and said, I don't know what I want to do. I just need to take a breath. And so she came here, and now she's working as a lifeguard. So she's at this pool, and she's telling me about all these people. I live in a place where a lot of old people live, and that pool is where all the old people go. And it's just so funny. She said, oh yeah, that's Janine, and that's Josephine, and that's her husband, and they're from Germany, and they're from, you know, and here's this person, and then there's this guy that's the lifeguard. It was so funny. I said, you're a character in a book. You are a character in a book.
Yes.
Let me just tell you the plot of this book.
Yeah. I feel like she
next door. And I said, okay, hot fireman's going to come over and sweep you off your feet. You are the main character in my next book.
That's awesome. Yeah. Either that or a cozy mystery with like all the old people.
I thought, man, this is a Jill Shalvis novel. I swear to you.
Yeah.
But it's set at a pool. I thought, oh, this is perfect. Perfect. Yeah. Kayleen, you listened to Dirty Exes. I don't think I've listened to that one yet. I love Rachel Van Dyken, though. I mean, she is always good for a laugh. That series she did with, what was it? The Wingmen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved that one. Matchmaker's Playbook was the first one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, those are so funny. I loved those. Those are might be the only ones I've read from her, though. I think I've read that series, but I don't think I've read any of her other like sports romances. So that's why I'm excited to check out the one you were talking about, because I know she's got other ones, but I haven't read them. So
yeah, the new one is called Risky Play, and it comes out March 19th, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very
cool. If you hear of any good football, if any of you guys hear of any football romances that I should read, let me know. I love football romance.
Yeah, I've read a lot of them. I'm trying to think if there's any like really good ones I'm trying to think of what was my favorite one. Have you read the they're like new adult though, the ones from Elle Kennedy? Have you read those? Like The Deal? Yeah, I figured they're good though. Have you seen that they have the new ones out though that are like the spinoff?
Yes, I saw that there was a spinoff, and I got, let's see, I read the first one, second one, fourth one, I think. And I never got to, and then I started it, and I thought, okay, this is.
Yeah, I haven't read I think they're called like the Briar U ones that just came out.
Yeah, I saw
that. There's like I think there's like The Risk and something else that just came out like last month. I haven't read those yet, but I loved the other series, so I want to read those. And then I checked this out from the library. Have you read it? Intercepted.
Oh yes, I read that.
Yeah, I haven't read it. So
he's got a new one coming out about the side characters from Intercepted.
Oh, cool. Yeah, so I don't know. This is on the list of things to get to, but I've heard really good things, so I'm excited to get to it.
That's written by an actual football wife.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah, she is married to a former NFL player, I think. But boy, the snarkiness in that book and the
I just saw that Gayleen just said, what about Intercepted? So there you go. Right to my mind.
I think that was a solid 4 to 4.5 stars for me.
Awesome.
I really liked it.
Yeah. Well, I guess, does anyone else have any other thoughts on the book? Any other thoughts they want to talk about before we wrap it up.
Yeah, we're going to wrap this up because the Oscars are going to be on in 15 minutes and they're probably doing the red carpet. So anybody else got any thoughts about it? Anybody?
I did really like the end scene too, where they're going on like the trip with the cruise. Was it a cruise? Yeah, because they want to go when they're not 80.
Yeah.
That was really adorable.
The ring.
The ring, yeah. That was really interesting.
Jerk. Keep that ring. You should have
Yeah.
Stupid.
I know.
Yeah, and the very end where they're gonna keep that house that they had renovated.
Yes. I mean, I thought it was really cute. I loved the ending. So yeah, I thought it was adorable.
Yeah. I'll be interested to hear what she comes out with next.
Yep, definitely interested to see. Oh, book 2 is Fumbled. Okay, cool. Yeah. I will, if I like it so much.
Galen, when is that coming out? Do you know? I am interested.
It has to be soon. I feel like I've seen it a lot of like on Instagram and like people are talking about it. So I need to read the first one so I can read the second one.
You'll like it. You'll like it. It's good.
Awesome.
Really good. Yeah. I liked the guy, the love interest. I really liked him and I really liked her and I loved her dad. And you know what? You should really listen to that because it's done by January Lavoie.
Okay.
And she's so spot on with all of the characters. She gets them all perfect. And the main character's dad is a black man and she just, perfect. Perfect. She nails them. She nails all the football players. She nails everybody.
That's awesome.
Naughty white girls.
I'll have to see if I can get it.
Oh, she gets it. She's perfect. Oh, June 4th. Okay.
Oh, cool. Okay. I got some time then. I've got some time.
Yeah, you've got some time.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, it's been fun.
Yeah,
we'll have to do this at the end of March. Hopefully.
Yeah, definitely.
We can talk about that Rachel Van Dyken book.
Yeah, I'm excited for some sports romance.
Yeah, just in time for soccer season to start somewhere. I'm unaware, but maybe where you are in Georgia, maybe it's warm enough for kids.
Yeah, I think they have a soccer team in Atlanta, I think. I'm not a huge soccer fan, so I don't know.
One? Yeah, no, me either. I can tell you where all the NFL teams are, but baseball, no idea. I did read some baseball romances recently.
Yeah, I've been reading hockey romances recently. Yeah, which, I mean, I've never been to a hockey game, but I like reading hockey romances. So
I do too. I have no interest in the sport at all.
I'd like to go to one just to try it, but I don't know if I'll love it. My only thing I like about it is that it's air conditioned.
It's cold, yeah. What is this series that's set in North Carolina? It's some North Carolina hockey team, and it's like tons of books, and I keep picking those up too.
Oh, I haven't read those.
Yeah, there's a new one called Bishop. I forget who.
Oh, yeah. It's
but it's on my list.
I've seen those around. I don't remember who it's by though. But yeah, I was reading the Brooklyn Bruiser series by Serena Bowen.
Yeah, I like that one. I really enjoyed that one.
Yep, I'm almost done. I just have to read Brooklyn Air and whatever the most recent one that just came out was. So
yeah, I need to read that one. I know the one about the owner. I read that one. I think that's the last one I read.
Yeah, that's Brooklyn Air. Yeah.
It was good. Love the new characters in that one.
Oh, you still have snow. Is that West Virginia?
Oh,
that's difficult.
I have a daughter in Minneapolis, and I cannot believe she did a Snapchat the other day, and she's walking, and she goes, "Why do I live here?" So I walked outside here where I live. I mean, it's probably 75 degrees right now, and it's humid, so it's really warm. And I walked outside and I said, "Yes, you should live here. Come live near me. Come live near me. No, don't live with me. I don't want you to live in my house, but near me, like across the road. It'd be great." And I can see her fairly often. So I don't know. At one point, it was 50 below zero wind chill. And I texted her and I said, I'm worried about you. Are you okay? I mean, I'm trying not to be, overly, freaking out for no reason, but seriously, 50 below?
That's pretty darn cold. I have never been in weather that cold before.
Me either, nor do I ever want to be.
No, I mean, I lived in Ohio for a little bit when I was a kid, and that was cold enough. I remember we moved at the end of April, and we couldn't take our swing set because it was still frozen into the ground. So we got a new one when we moved. That's all I remember was the frost kept my swing set.
Ohio?
We lived in outside of Columbus. It was in, what was it? We used to live in Canal Winchester at one point, and then we lived in, I can't remember the name of the city, but it was like a little suburb of Columbus.
Was it on, do you know which side of Columbus? North, south, east, or west?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the city.
My brother has a house. I don't know if he still has that house in Canal Winchester.
Okay.
Grove City. I think I have family in Grove City. I don't know, but I'm from Ohio.
Okay.
I'm halfway between Cincinnati and Columbus. So.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. It was pretty.
Over Christmas. Yeah. Santa knows where that is. Santa has no idea where we live. So. Yeah. Okay, well, Gayleen, I hope things warm up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And April for soccer. Well, maybe we'll do another soccer romance. We'll figure it out. I don't know. April. We'll think of something. I don't know. Any of you that have a suggestion for what to read in April, let me know. So we can add it to the list. So
awesome.
Okay. So good to see you. Always so good. So bye, everyone. We'll see you later.